I'll start by saying I believe in God, and God is the creator. And so I believe God has purposed me, since I'm made in his likeness, and so are you, to be a creator as well.
The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. King David made it plain on how we all can come up. Put your trust in the Lord and let him order your steps through the valley of the darkness while saving you from yourself. Cause we only lost because we go astray from the path created for us.
Ooh. Hey, welcome to the channel. Title of this video is called Getting Started is the Hardest. And this video specifically is for people who are like myself, have this problem of going back and forth between the idea of creating content and putting it out for people to see. So I'll start by saying I believe in God, and God is the creator. And so I believe God has purposed me, since I'm made in his likeness, and so are you, to be a creator as well. Um, the type of things we create is different from every single person. However, I am the type of person who loves visuals. I'm poetry, you name it. That's my thing. And so I see YouTube as a way for me to take my creations and the things that God is putting in me to create, put them on there, and so a place for it to be stored, and a place where people can come and see, my creations on display. And so that's sort of like a mindset thing that I've kind of had to come to. Um, However, today's content in this video is specifically about overcoming the pressures of getting started in this creator economy. I mean, because let's be honest, everybody's on YouTube. There's people making millions. There's people um, supplementing job income. There's many reasons why people do it, right? However, I just, it was delivered to me to give a few tips and share a few things that I'm using to help overcome these pressures of just getting started, right? I want to make that clear. This is like a foundation for just getting started. So I have 3 points that I'm going to talk about that I use to help, that actually are helping me overcome, my fears and anxieties of putting out content. So the first thing is intention, right? The second thing is preparation, and the third thing is execution. Um, I'm going to go into depth about each of these three, but just know those are the three key points. So intention, preparation, and execution. Uh, and I'm going to be honest, like, I'm first timer, right? I got my uh, outline sitting right here in front of me, so bear with me. But see, the real goal is what I'm saying, not how I'm saying it. So if you could bear with me just for a little bit, right? The first thing I'm going to talk about is intention. Now, according to the Oxford Languages dictionary that Google uses, the definition of intention is a thing intended, and also it's an aim or a plan. And so, what that says to me is that a thing intended, meaning it's something that people can determine based on the thing, right? Whatever thing you do, whatever thing you have, people can determine what your intentions were based on that. So uh, that's a whole thing on its own. But also it says that it's your aim or your plan. So what are your plans is the question. What are you aiming at is the question. And so for me, what this says, well, what I've determined about intention is that it is literally the difference between procrastination and progress, right? Um, for the longest time, I walked through life sort of um, allowing things to come to me instead of me seeking them out. And this was the biggest mistake that I've made in my life, is that I didn't have any kind of intentions to do anything. I kind of was just seeking out experiences. I didn't know the type of experiences I wanted. I didn't necessarily know what things that I wanted to do. I was hopeful of, good experiences coming. However, I never had the intention of creating uh, these experiences, or I never had the intentions of putting myself in position to experience good things. So life was just coming as it went. So a lot of time I found myself procrastinating instead of progressing because um, I wasn't intending to do anything. I was more so just intending to have a good experience when it came. And so intention also determines your outcome, right? So if you hope for something, like me, I hoped for a lot of things, right? However, if I don't set the intention for what I hope to achieve, um, then the outcome won't be what I desire, right? And so you have to ask yourself, like, what is it that you really want to accomplish? I found myself doing this every single day, right? What is it that I want to accomplish today? And so that's the starting point for setting your intention, setting my intention. What do I want to accomplish? And then from there, I have to, keep that in mind of that being my aim, right? That's the plan. And that's the plan is to achieve these things or whatever it may be. The plan is to make a certain amount of money today. The plan is to execute on a job interview. The plan is to, um, you know, finish writing these papers for school. Whatever it is, as long as you set that intention, right, you're going to have a better chance of achieving whatever it is you desire. Uh, which leads me right into the second point, right? The second point is preparation, right? And so, again, the Oxford Dictionary, the Oxford Languages Dictionary that Google uses defines preparation as the action or process of making ready. And also, it says it's being made ready for use or consideration. And so, man, this is like super critical because preparation is what you're going to be doing in that time space that from where you are now to however long it takes you to get to where you want to be. And the Bible teaches us and God teaches us through his word that a lot of people describe this as the wilderness, right? um so this is the place where you kind of have to go find yourself. This is the place where you you're really in that stage of where God is sharpening you, and he's pruning you, and he's getting you ready to for your next stage or your next level or your next arena, whatever you're going to be. And so the preparation on your part, on my behalf, the preparation on my behalf, as far as the receiver of the blessing, I need to make myself ready, right? Because that's the definition of preparation, the action or process of making ready. So I need to make myself ready. And so how do I do that is really the real question. The way I do it is, you know, I'm very simple, right? I'm not, I think in one direction at a time. I really don't have the ability to multitask like some people. And so I play to my strengths. I have to write out a plan, right? And the plan is critical, right? It can't just be 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. It literally is a way of training myself to to achieve the goals that I want. So I like to use the word train because one thing, and somebody, a wise person told me, start with what you have, you know. And so I go back and I reflect on the things I've done in life. And one thing that I've been super passionate about was exercise and fitness, right? And so I use a lot of the principles that I learned while training to achieve a certain type of physique, and I apply that to creating content and developing the confidence in doing it. So anybody who's ever worked out before, you understand that you have to go into the gym with an intention to do something, right? And that's why your intention is key, because if you put your intention on creating content or you put your intention on working out, or you put your intention on eating better, or whatever it may be, or improving your finances, right? That's it's going to determine, right, how you view your preparation. And so, man, so you have to understand, yeah. So where your intention is going to determine exactly how you view your preparation or your process of getting ready. And so, understand that everything we do is preparation for something, right? If you spent hours and hours and hours watching football and sports and all this stuff, but you don't play yourself, only thing you're preparing to do is to talk about what you're watching, right? Because if you don't play and you're not studying it to train, that is just preparation to talk about it later. Now, I'm not knocking anybody, right? But if your livelihood consists on you talking about sports, watching sports every single day, every week, it's a great preparation for you. You get what I'm saying? That's not a procrastination for you. That's a preparation for you. And so, uh, if you're yeah, if you spend every day, all day reading scriptures and going to church, you know, then you're preparing yourself to be immersed in the word. And man, that's a whole nother subject. There's so many different things you could do in that arena. You could be a preacher, you could be an educator, you can be a worship leader, you can be somebody you can be a disciple, you know what I mean, and go out and share the goodness of God. But that's what, spending all these hours and days, consuming that type of information is going to prepare you for. And so, I don't want to beat it to death, but that's the whole point of preparation. Write down a plan, and the plan should be tailored to what it is you desire to do. But what you desire to do is all based on your intention for doing it, right? And so that leads me to the last point of execution. And so, um, again, the Oxford Languages Dictionary, through Google, it defines execution as the carrying out or putting into effect of a plan, order, or a course of action. Again, it's the carrying out or putting into effect of a plan, order, or course of action. And man, I mean, this is literally, game time, right? this is like, this is this is like the physical, uh, um, man, this is like the way you achieve, right? This is the bread and butter. This is the game. This is the showtime. This is the work. This is the battle. This is the process of attaining, right? Sorry, I have three principles, for execution, and how I go about, you know executing things. So before I get to the place where it's time for me to show up and perform and do what I do, you know, that preparation time, in between preparation and execution, what I do, right, every single day, I try to reflect on my mistakes from the things that on previous executions, right? I try to reflect on the mistakes that I've made. And what I do from those mistakes is I reframe the mistakes, right? And do away with the feeling of, not achieving and not accomplishing, but I reframe the mistakes into a lesson, and I use the lesson to create a strategy. So, um, if I failed at a business opportunity, what I do is I look and see where I made the mistake. Did I talk to the person the wrong way? Did I not connect with them on a certain level? Was I more about me instead of them? Um, I mean, is my product good? Is is what I'm doing not fulfilling to the person? Is that why the business opportunity didn't work? And these are all things that I kind of take into consideration. And I ask the question to the person who I'm involved with so that I can grow and I can get the feedback and do it better the next time. And so I reflect on my mistakes and I reframe them into a lesson and turn that into a strategy. And then after you do that, it's time to just refocus. Take the lesson and take the strategy and refocus and reattack your problems, right? Reattack the opportunity, reattack the execution, right? And that is how I'm learning how to execute, right? Um, yeah, so reflect, reframe, and refocus, and that's, man, when it comes to execution, that is where it's at because execution is really the application. I'll say this: it's for me, it's the application of um, the application of my preparation to achieve my intention. Man, that's good. Execution is the application of my preparation to achieve my intentions. Man, so it's wow. Thank you for that, Holy Spirit. But so there's so much more into creating content and having platforms, but this is really just like a foundation kind of thing to get my mindset together and to get me from being on the fence of maybe I should do it or maybe I shouldn't do it. But this is just something to help me stay on track. Just having the intention. And like I said before, it's having the intention, um, doing the preparation, and executing, man, and executing, 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 execute. They say, and there's people out there that say execute every day. There's people out there that say if you don't execute, then you're not. Like execution is the application. It's the process. It's not always successful, right? It's not always gonna, you know, equate to what you intend on happening. Sometimes it equates to you making the mistakes, but you making the mistakes is gold. It's wealth that you can extract from the execution process to then create the strategy. And the strategy only helps you execute better the next time. And so this is what I'm learning. So I just want to recap on this, man. So intention is literally the difference between procrastination and progress, right? So without intention, preparation is typically wasted because you'll just be aimless, like you'll be doing anything because you're not aiming yourself at something and putting all your preparation into that one thing you're doing. Um, but with intention, preparation is development, right? So once you get focused and once you decide what it is you want to do, how you want to do it, and who you're going to be, everything you do from that point on is should just be development towards that intention. And so, your preparation is going to determine how well you execute. Because if you're focused and you have the intention and you're putting all your energy into the preparation to achieve that intention, you're going to execute far better than any other person would who has the same intention but not the same level, not the same preparation, or who has the same preparation but doesn't have the intention, right? And so, um, yeah, last thing, understand that all the results that we have are going to be manifested through our execution. But results are just a manifestation of our execution. So the more we execute, the more we learn, the more we create these strategies. You know, there's an old saying that says the battle may be lost, but the war isn't over yet. So understand, there's a war going on, and you're going to face multiple battles in that war. And every time you go to battle, that's a moment to execute. So after you have a battle, go back to preparation, right? Reflect, reframe, and refocus. And so, yeah, man. So when it comes to creating this content, um, just put it out, man. I know I have the hardest time myself. Don't worry about what you want it to look like. Like I said earlier in the video, right? the more it's more important about what I'm saying instead of how I'm saying it. And so, I'll get to the how I'm saying it part the more and more I grow, but I have to start executing, and then I have to start creating these strategies so that way I can then grow and develop instead of procrastinate. Man, I hope this helps at least one person, right? I hope it helps you get off the sidelines and get in the game. Um, yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please like it. Please share it to somebody that you feel like it can help. And if you have some feedback for it, please feel free to comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel. My name is Xavier. Thank you all. God bless.
No need to stress, it's just a test. Do all you can, cause God got the rest. Get the chip off your shoulder.